there's a minimum that you need to do, but I don't think you need to get so bogged down in this part of it, as long as you've identified a distributor who is an expert in that market. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be doing the daily grind of accessing the right people and generating your growth in that market. So I don't think you need to be 100% knowledgeable about every single market that you go into. It's also not practical. So I think don't get so bogged down in thinking I need to be an absolute expert in every single market I'm going to go into, because you won't have the bandwidth to actually manage all of that in the first place. But some of the things you should be looking at, there are some things which I think are I guess, more obvious than others. The first things are our general markers of demographics. If you're looking to go into Europe, you are going to be a little bit guided by population size and healthcare spend. You're not going to spend the same amount of resource looking into Germany with a population of 80 something million as you are in Estonia, where I think it's 1.3 million. Sorry to pick on Estonia, but you know, that's how it goes. You're just not going to want to allocate the same resource, I think, for obvious reasons. So once you've looked at those general metrics of how you're going to go into a market, and you've looked at the size of the market, you need to also be looking at the healthcare system in any particular market. Is it public? Is it private? Is it a combination of the two? And to what extent? Because that will determine payment, how that market actually works for you. Also within that, whether there are any buying groups. So in some markets, there are particularly large organizations that might have a group of hospitals all working under the same umbrella. So how does that look? That's something to be looking at. I do think you should also not lose sight of regulatory aspects. Is the path to going into that market actually quite hard from a regulatory perspective? Because that will involve time and cost. A couple more payments. How does that market pay? Because that will impact your distributor's ability to pay you on time. Fundamentally important. If it's going to take you 12 months to get paid, maybe not be quite such a high priority. And then another good guideline would be to look at your competitors. And if they're already active in a market, that would tend to suggest that there's a good reason to be also exploring that market.